Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Between You and I podcast. This is episode what? 43?
I
Look
didn't
at
even
us.
think to check. Yeah, jeez.
We don't even know. I think it's
Uh,
43.
maybe, but
Well,
I think it's 42.
42. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, 42.
All right. Well, Ryan and I have admitted to each other that we feel really out of it today. So you get what you get.
42, 43. I mean, what's the difference, really?
Exactly. Yeah, we're both feeling really out of it, even though we've had coffee and we're having more coffee. Sometimes that can
Mhm.
kind of go counter and do the opposite or just hurt your belly. But since you told me your mom pays you in Starbucks credit to do
Yeah.
errands,
It's not a bad deal,
it's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
Since you're right, you said like every coffee's like $100. Like,
I think my coffee was like $6 today, and I just get a latte. I don't get anything fancy.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I guess that's what it costs.
Okay. And I'm going to segue into like grocery prices, right?
Oh
Everyone
no, yeah,
for a while now has been like, what the hell? I feel like and this is just my made up conspiracy theory that I think vendors are taking advantage of this, like, oh, everything's expensive. And it's like, maybe it's not, but you're keeping that price there. And Starbucks, I used to buy their dark espresso. I could buy for like $7.99.
hmm
And then one day it was like $20. And I was like, tell me, Starbucks, $20? What prompted that other than the rape of America? Sorry,
yeah.
extreme, but that's what I feel like.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I feel
extreme.
like
Sorry.
coffee probably makes sense
Inappropriate.
because, it's got to come from other countries and shipping costs are going up and all that stuff. And then there's like, are they ethically sourcing the coffee? I don't think Starbucks is, but they say they
Probably not.
are, which
Yeah.
costs more because you got to take care of the people. But 20 does seem like a lot.
$20. I just was
Uh,
like, one, it ain't that good. So I've left them behind. You're probably right, but I was just like, that's nuts.
mhm.
That's just nuts. I'm just sort of like the game of pricing.
Well, because
Wh-
prices always go up, even though sometimes the costs of things go down, but the prices never go back
mhm.
down. They kind of
Yeah.
they just
People
keep
like their money.
stacking.
Yeah. And that
Yeah.
peeves me off. But just in general, things are still expensive and I don't know when that's going to change. Um,
Not soon enough, unfortunately. Yeah.
Not soon enough. You know what I would like to talk about is at some point, not today, is more sustainable. All those people who garden and make food,
Yeah.
smart veggies, like if you don't, I guess if you aren't vegetarian or vegan, then you're maybe just buying your chicken or whatever you like to eat, or, blah, blah. But I feel like there's some punk rock way around this.
Yeah, just hunt feral hogs. Apparently, they're
Oh,
on the
is that what it
rise.
is?
Yeah, so
I don't see myself doing that, but is that a real thing? Is that people are like hunting more?
I mean, I think it's more of a
No.
problem. I think in like Texas, but it's spreading to other
See,
states. So
this is perfect example how loopy we are. We're like, this is not what I intended to start the whole the whole podcast out on. But we're in the Northwest. It's raining. It has been 80 degrees out before that. We're in the Northwest. Spring into right about now is always crazy weather. You could walk out the door and it's like sunny and then it's rainy and then you might get some hail and then I don't know, but we are not built for heat up
no, not at
here.
all. Yeah,
We're big babies. If it's 80, we're crying. Other places in the world would mock that understandably.
yeah, because it's not that it's hot. It's just that it's not normal for us. So it feels hot, and our homes
Yeah,
aren't designed for it. So like they're usually poorly
right.
insulated, and they just get overheated.
We are probably the big sale area for portable air conditioners.
Oh yeah, I own two. So,
Amen. Me too. It's a game changer, helping you sleep. I remember years ago, when Orion, my son, was, how old was he? 9, 10. He had a friend in elementary school, and this is how strongly I feel about it, if I can, like helping other people with comfort. He had a friend whose mom was pregnant, and they lived in this apartment on a corner. Great view, right? Like, but no air conditioning.
mhm.
And I just was like, that's not cool. And I went and I bought her a portable air conditioner. I don't know. I just fixated on her like, oh my God. She was like her and she had 3 kids and she was pregnant with the next one
Mhm.
in the heat and it was bad. And I just thought that can't be good for you. So whenever I've had jobs that paid enough or whatever, I like to pass that on, and that was my pass on because I know what the relief of an air conditioner is. What a
Oh, yeah.
complete, like, world changer.
It's the
Anyways.
best because it's like, if it's too hot, it sucks, and there's not a lot you can do about that. You can't sleep well, so it's like, if I can get a nice AC unit going, all the difference in
Yeah.
the world. Yeah.
You know what's funny is did you grow up on this? I grew up on the east side of Washington, so, I mean, I grew up with air
Mhm.
conditioning because it would be 114 in the summers. So, I didn't know, I grew up with that, so you're just are always in air conditioning if it was in the summertime.
Mhm.
Um, but when
Yeah.
I moved over here, you're right, all these old apartments that are really cool, but none of them have air conditioning.
My grandparents always had air conditioning, which is funny, in their house, but it was in their washroom, like, in the back, like, and
Really?
it's a very inconvenient location for it.
Do they have lots of fans, like, to push it out?
I
Like,
mean, basically, yeah. So I guess it was just, and it was weird because, like, I'm pretty sure my grandfather installed it in the wall, like through like one of those window units, but like cut a hole in a wall, mounted the wall,
whoa.
like professionally installed it. Why he didn't do it in like a bedroom or the living
Yeah.
room, I have no idea.
Huh. I don't
Yeah,
know. That's
but I always
crazy.
thought it was fancy because it's like, oh yeah, their house can be a little bit cooler in the summer compared to everybody
Fancy.
else. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not sweltering, you're fancy. You're
Hmm.
not sweating to death. You're fancy. Okay, well, here we are. Sorry, everyone. This is our I should have a sip of my coffee. Um,
Yeah, I mean, we're 7 minutes in and we're talking about AC units. Come on, people.
cool off, people, cool off. Well, originally, like, I contacted you because I had major life changes going on, and I just wanted a vehicle. Like, just and my challenge to myself in the vehicle was to not care what other people think, like, not that I care so much what other people think, but, like, once I start doing anything to not worry, don't overthink it, and I am a classic overthinker.
Hmm.
And I really wanted to set myself free and not think about it, not worry, like, if I go on talking about heartache for too long, are people gonna be like, "Geez, get over it, girl," and or why am I thinking wondering people I don't know are thinking, if anyone, like,
Yeah,
so you can
I
see
mean,
the overthinker in action here.
I don't think I've heard any comments of that yet.
Have we gotten
So
any comments?
I mean, some a few.
Okay. Okay. So, unpopularity is freedom. There we go. Not we're
Yeah.
unpopular, but, like, if nobody knows it, if nobody's looking at and I felt this way in music. I was like, the best time is when no one's looking and no one cares because you can do whatever you want. I
Mhm.
thought that at the beginning of my music time. When no one cared about Seattle, it's why you have all that new, different kind of music. It's because everyone's like, well, who cares? Nobody's going to be looking. I might as well do whatever the hell I want.
Mhm.
That's a magical place to live. Uh, so So there you go. I just wanted to say that out loud because I got lots to talk about heartache. As I go on this journey, and one I want to say, I don't, maybe I've said it before, but like grief takes a long time. I think people underestimate
You can't
the
rush it. I mean, that's the thing.
you
Everybody's gotta deal
can't.
with it at their own rate and pace. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It will have its way with you at its own pace. I think you're right. And sometimes, even if you have read a lot or gotten counseling or done all these things, you're still sitting there with feelings, right? And
mhm.
hurt feelings and heartache. And so lately, I've just had these moments where I'm like, well, I mean, I'm working hard to heal and learn and change. Utilize this moment as the learning lesson it is, and it is, and that's right. That's how
Mhm.
I think things work, right? But sometimes, as a human being, you just go, wow, that really hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Or I feel hurt, or I don't know what's happened here, like mystified. People I've definitely had many experiences in the last decade of being mystified by people's behavior, be it from uh, my brother, my family, some people in my family, my now ex. Like, what is this? Like, what happened? What like what's going on? Uh, which is rough, especially if you are on the receiving end.
Mhm.
Um, and the work that it takes around that to heal, or even those lessons, some of those lessons are boundaries. I mean, it feels counterintuitive to me to go no contact, you know what I mean, with people. That's not what I would prefer. That's not how I'm built. I'm very Libra. I'm very relational. I want
Hmm.
relation. I want happiness and love and kindness, and that's what I want. I have capacity for that, but not everybody else is living the same
Yeah,
way.
not everybody's at the same place where they're ready for that.
Yeah, and I think you know, there's some places that I've needed to, for lack of better words, grow up and just, or grow up. Well, we'll use that.
Hmm.
And just realize, yep, not everybody has capacity. Not everybody. Some people have mental things going on. Yep. And because here's the other thing I realized too is that some of my patterns, so some of the things I'm trying to work on are codependency of mine, a pattern of filling in the blanks positively to make everything okay,
Hmm.
or in effort to make everything okay when it's not. And instead of stopping and saying, hey, that's not okay, because that's uncomfortable, especially when there's going to be no change
Right, right.
that you can control. So some of my things are, control. I'll I'll turn that story into something more positive, or I'll wish for, and maybe he didn't mean it that way, or maybe she'll change. Maybe someone will, like I will reach for that in the past, I think all the time just to feel better. And that actually goes way back to my childhood. So,
Hmm.
um, I think that's just a coping thing when things are uncomfortable, and there's huge varieties, right, of ways people try and in a situation you cannot control, find your ways to make it better or survivable or palpable or,
Right, right. It's the
whatever.
old let go and let God kind of sometimes approach to life of like, just
Yeah.
can't fix it. You just got to go about your days and do your
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Or I have found, so one of the things, again, in big transformation moments, it's the chance to look at a lot of things. And so I
Hmm.
think some of the heaviness for me right now is I'm not just looking at the end of a marriage. I'm looking at, uh, how I relate, or patterns of mine. Um, one of which is so much effort relating outward instead
Hmm.
of just from me, right? Like I can feel it when it's okay, for instance. I don't know if you can tell me this makes sense, Ryan. um oh, people invite me to things, I should go to that. That seems like that would be good for me, like to go do things, and then I can feel myself talk myself into it when really my body goes, I don't want to do that.
Right,
And
right.
well, why do what? Like you're isolating too much, or why don't you want to do that? So instead of just hearing myself and going, that's not what I want to do. I want other things. And I've spent so much time not tending or even figuring out like what exactly it is I want, and hanging with what is. Does
Hmm.
that make, you know what I mean? Like,
Totally, totally makes sense. And I think it's tough too, because like with my own personal experience, like I do like to, as I've gotten older, I kind of feel like I'm not really a hermit, but I'd be like, I want to do more of my own thing, of my own
yeah.
way. It's like even with my photography, it's like I can go out and photograph with other people, but it's like part of me is just like, this is my time to just be alone in the woods and do that type of thing, you know? And it's like, and I enjoy that. But when I do it with other people, it's also really fun and rewarding. So you're like, well, which one is, it's just, I guess sometimes there's the right
Yeah.
time and sometimes it's not the right time.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. And I don't, yeah, I do the same thing. I'm like, oh, well, when I see people, like I have a nice time. Okay. Obviously we haven't figured this one out yet, but it's like, this is one of the things I'm ruminating on, or just I'm taking a look at, because I feel like it's been a really, really long time. Like before I ever moved to Seattle, I was very much a loner. Like I had friends in high school, but I just was in my own world. And people that age usually really are. But when I moved to Seattle, I was going to the University of Washington. Like I didn't know anyone,
Hmm.
and I lived very singularly in my own mind about my interests and things like that. But when I got into things with people, then you're negotiating other people and things and scenarios or scenes. And part of me was like, oh, I would love to have a circle. I'd love to have place of people that I'm a part of.
Mhm.
Um, uh, but and that's true. That's still true. But navigating people and negotiating and trying to, whatever. Sometimes I don't know. I just ended up with too much output, too
Yeah.
much like trying real hard and not asking myself, like, do you even give a shit? Like, like not asking, not asking myself, like, how do you feel about
Yeah.
that? Uh, do you even like that? Or are you just trying to make do with what you have? And is that how you're living?
Mhm.
That's the big thing. Are you just making do? And I guess this is good, and just forgetting to go like, no, wait, didn't you want to go live in like Europe? Like, didn't you? So this is the time I think in big transformation where it's an opportunity to go back and look at a bunch of things. And yes, that's very, hard but also can be exciting. Can
Yeah.
also be exciting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's probably a good practice, even though I don't do it, is to keep a list of the things that are important to you, and like, are you doing
Yeah.
those things in your life?
Yeah. Write them down, right? Like, especially if
Yeah.
you're out of practice of knowing.
Hmm.
Like, I think about art. I do want to make art. I like art.
Hmm.
I have not been in shape to do much of that. I've been focused on this deep healing stuff. And you would think it would be music right away, but it's not. Cause that's tied to other things.
Hmm.
I will do music again at some point, but I want to try some other things, I guess is what
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
saying.
you've done a lot of music, so it's probably nice to experiment with some other things. I find art to be very therapeutic too. Like, I think it helps you sometimes work through things when you're intending to or not. You could just be like, I want to go learn some pottery. And then as you're sitting there, you're just so into that moment. You have that
Yeah.
hyper focus because you're just creating this thing with your hands that your brain does have a chance to process stuff.
Yeah.
Even if it's not going into your art, it's like you're giving yourself a moment to think.
And just express yourself in another language,
Hmm.
you know? And I like that. Yeah, I like the act of that. I don't know what I'll be making. I'm interested in painting. I'm interested in like making jewelry,
Hmm.
but like just like power rings. I love a good power ring. Yeah. So right now I'm just heavy duty reading. Like that's the one thing right now, my comfort spot that I go to is
Hmm.
like just reading and reading and reading. Cause I do want, again, like, um, when I got married, that's what I wanted. I was purposely wanting to like build family and have a
Hmm.
family place. Um, to That's what I wanted, right? I wanted a partner. I I wanted my home.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I don't think I chose someone who could do that. Certainly probably tried. I mean, definitely tried. Um, but now that that's dissolved, and my son's 18, so he's in his independence mode, right? So it's almost like
Right.
I had
Right.
this chapter and now it's done and the book is closed. And that's a weird feeling unto itself. Like, oh, I built a whole world, raised a child, had 18 years of this chapter,
Yeah.
and oh, it's just closed. Like I can imagine this, what makes me think about, I look at people who are like in their 90s with such different like I can't even imagine the chapters you have lived.
No, for sure. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you spend all this time living a certain kind of life, but it does change. It's like kids do grow up, they do move out. It's like they do their own thing. It's like, so I mean, that's the whole
As they
empty
should.
nest
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like you're like, oh, but I was doing this for so long. Now I don't know what to do.
Now what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I didn't see that. I don't know why, but I didn't quite see that coming because I think I wanted the whole container to be something, I wanted home.
Mhm.
But I didn't have the right components for a healthy home, right? We blah blah. Uh so now that's done, right? But it's
Mhm.
like, oh, nope. Nope.
Yeah.
You're not, at least today. But you know what I thought about too today? I was sitting on the couch and I was thinking, I'm 59. I was like, I hope I get to live to see Orion at uh 49 or
Mhm.
59, right? That would make me 99. I was like, why not? My grandmother's 94.
Yeah.
But I was like, I hope I get to live long enough to see him be 49 or 59. And then I thought, that's 40 years, Carrot. Like go
Yeah.
back 40 years. You're only, 19. Think about all the things that have happened to you in the last 40 years. That's a lot of time. So
Mhm.
it just it momentarily helped me go, this is a blip.
Yeah. Oh,
This,
yeah. Mm.
right? Like this thing that you think is all encompassing the end of your day, like, and oh God, it is nothing.
Yeah.
Even
I
if
mean,
I
that's
live
true.
20 years, just 20, you know what I mean? That's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it's a significant blip, but that's the thing is like you're gonna get into a whole new thing, and then you're just gonna even that moment will seem even shorter in history as you move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It did little tweaks to the mind help me out a lot. Little concepts
Mhm.
go, oh, okay. All right. Sometimes I need that if I burrow into like, I'm also learning to let go a lot. So I picked up, The Power of Now, the Eckhart Tolle's book, Power of Now, and it's blowing my mind all over again. And sometimes I think I'm like, okay, are you a weird false guru? Like, because there's so many documentaries on weirdos, and but regardless, it's not like nobody else has said what he's saying.
Mhm.
But it's really helpful to me right now because it's really making me break down the pattern I have of that any human has of living in the ego, which wants to live in the past and the future, and your mind that kind of takes over when really the present, just right now, and letting go of all of that can help shift into where you live, right? In your
Mhm.
person. So you live more in your being rather than in your mind. And just the nature of lots of language around the nature of, I've heard other people say too, like the ego wants to do a thing for you. The ego wants control. The ego wants to go back and forth and look at the past and the present and ruminate and, for control, survival, all these things
Right.
to say like, yeah, for control, for emotional, um, but it's futile because neither of those exist. They're gone. They're done.
Mhm.
And every time I ruminate, I'm like, you're just opening up something that's not real, but that opens up emotions with futility
Mhm.
because you can't go back, right? So just to me just feels like a very renegade thing to just break and live in the present, just breaking my brain, or my thinking, my mind enough to go, nope, like, or just stop a pattern. I don't know. I'm right in the middle of reading it. I had, shoot, I don't know where I put it. Um, Recently I just read a couple things in there where I was like, like, oh, okay. Um, that who you are, because I think when you get hurt too, it's like it brings up fear, abandonment, all these primal feelings that send us reeling into control, and the thinking of the future and the past is all control. And how do I handle, it's all based in fear and abandonment and
Mhm.
disconnection, which I I think they're all outward things, not to discount the things that had happened, right? But like, um, but who you are is a being, right? Like who you are walking through this world, learning these lessons, and yes, they have an effect or whatever, is still core at all times, right? Like
Right,
what your
right.
mind does and your ego does is a whole other game, a level of game that needs to be looked at. Like I'm
Mhm.
needing to look at it, um, and to help heal. Um, because you think about it too, like any ex you've ever had, right? Like even my ex, right? Like the meeting and exchange or the partner or the person, I think usually happens in a pattern, right? You come
Mhm.
together and that person brings lessons for you. And that's how it is. That's not like good or bad, right? That's
Yeah.
just like, yes, this person had these traits. I have these traits. We came together. We had a child. We lived a life. We went through experiences. We had some exchanges that reflected our patterns, habits, good and bad or whatever. And those either exacerbated or showed more or triggered learning.
Mhm.
Um, period. And it's what do I do with it? These are kind of thoughts too that help me unlock, like, if somebody, when you're hurt, you're like, they're good or bad.
Right,
And I was
right,
like,
and
I don't
and
think
it's
that's
always it's not binary. It's a big gray space, a gray blob
yeah,
of that stuff. I mean, I think that's the thing. Like interacting with any other human being, it's like we're all different. We all perceive the world differently, and so there's always that challenge of like, how do you work together? How do you learn to understand each other? And how do you grow together? It's hard, even when you're like find somebody
man.
who's your clone. You're still different.
Well, another thing, you bring up a good thing, because I think we get taught, like, oh, when you have a partner, you meld together and you're rushing off of emotions, and that's real. And I think, kind of, to correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I do think the coming, like, in the future for me, I want to be good with me, first, right?
Hmm.
To be able to live and, enjoy my life. And then a person that comes into my life you're, like you just said, have their own life that they've been living. And it's
Hmm.
the exchange and how you exchange and meet each other that's, I think, important.
Yeah.
The kindness or the patience or the willingness when it isn't comfortable, right? To the consistency or being able to kindly, as best you can, or return if you're frustrated. How you exchange and meet a person
Hmm.
is more important. I don't more important. And yeah, you want to like the same things. You want to, like, I want someone who wants to build with me. I want someone who's funny.
Hmm.
I like funny. I need to laugh. Frankly, I'll have deep gratitude for the person who is cheers me on, but who's funny, who has his own thing, that uh is kind and patient, like, where you just meet each other and we could say out loud, like, geez, this fucking ride.
Exactly.
Y- you know, uh, I will have immense gratitude if I get to meet somebody like that in
Mhm.
terms of partnership, right? Because going through this, it also has shown me all of these things. Appreciation
Right, right.
for I have appreciation from friends. I have appreciation for you, right? Like, I take note so much more of good relations now. Like, oh, I wake up, you are around kind people. Like, you're extremely kind person. Um, I have some coworkers who are extremely thoughtful. So just gratitude, and taking note of that and going, see, it is
Mhm.
here. You're not crying alone in your closet, Care.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I think it's important to recognize that, to appreciate, to take the moment to appreciate all the things you do have in your life.
Yeah, yeah. And what a gift. What a gift to, like, have friends who can support you, or have a partner who can come with you, or uh ride with you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Maybe they don't live exactly the same, but like, they could ride with you and walk through life. That's my thing. That's my wish, is to, like, someone who wants to walk through life and talk about it, and be like, geez, look at that. Oh my God. Like, or what the hell's going on? Or let's go do this, things like that. And that can start with friends. I have friends who do that. So,
Mhm.
but anywho, one of the things, I guess, that I wanted to talk about also is, like, during this time, yes, trying to think about it in terms of, like, taking advantage of learning things uh, and bettering your life for yourself, but also support. So I have a couple friends who are going through similar things, and they've been looking for, like, counselors.
Mhm.
And one thing I've just noted, and, as they go find counselors, and they have had sessions with people who were horrific, like,
Yeah, it
ch
happens.
crazy. You know what I mean? Like, they said, "What to
Oh,
you?" Like,
oh, no, I mean, I've had a few bad experiences with, counseling. To the point
yeah?
where you're like, "Oh, interesting. I'm not gonna see you anymore because of, you're" like, this one guy, and this is kinda funny. I've seen a lot of male and female counselors. All the and no, I'm sure there's good male counselors out there. I've only had bad experiences with them.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
why? Why?
I mean,
What
the one
happened?
the one guy was like, he was obsessed with just talking about sex stuff, and I'm like, that's not what I'm here for. I'm like,
Right. He was
and I kept,
obsessed.
yeah, and I kept bringing it up. I'm like, well, that's not irrelevant to
Right.
anything that I'm seeing you for, but it's like, oh, well, let's talk more about. I'm like, no, I'm like, this is
Why?
just weird, man.
Yeah.
And then another guy I saw who was a specialist in ADHD stuff was just like, he was all just like, let's try all these drugs. Let's try more drugs. Let's just keep experimenting on you with drugs. And I was like, no, it's, yeah. I'm like, just one guy creepy, another guy had his own vision. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I've had some bad
But
therapist experiences.
that's so terrible when you're in a vulnerable state seeking help. Like to
Yeah.
have to like, and I guess another grow up moment, like you have to navigate it, right? Like you have to advocate. I guess it's a better word. Advocate for yourself. But man, when you're down
Hmm.
and you're seeking like a safe corner that with someone who hopefully has knowledge to help you,
Exactly. Yeah. You're
adding a
vulnerable and you want them to
yeah,
be a help. You're like, I'm paying you money to help me.
and
And
you're
now,
paying them
yeah. And I'm finding
or
that
the
you're doing the
insurances.
opposite. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I I'm not paying you to bring your crazy to my table. Like,
Hmm.
hello, like, or also cruelty. A friend of mine, just got done with a counselor who really just treated her like shit. Like,
That's not good. Yeah.
she had clearly said in her sessions, "I don't want to talk about this." Then she brought up that she was like, "I specifically asked you."
Hmm.
She was snotty to her, like she was working from home and she had to sit like in her room and her laptop moved or slipped. And so she was like waiting and the gal was like, "I'll wait." Like she was just cold and mean. And I was like, this is a person who's coming to you from trauma, from being
Yeah.
treated badly, like psychologically badly, and this is what you're bringing her? Like, she's a
Yeah. Not
burden?
not what you want at all. Yeah.
Oh my, that's just ludicrous to me. But I think my friend also similarly, like, maybe everybody feels this way, but again, I'm a girl, so it's like, I just know this is like the amount of accommodating crazy that again, to make it palpable, like old patterns. Oh,
Hmm.
that person's treating me bad, or even a counselor or whatever, and all my coping is all shifted. Oh, that didn't really happen. Did that just happen? And I don't know how to deal with it. So I'll just be like, well, maybe all of that is
Hmm.
gotta go. And I'm so much more angry about it. Um, for her, well, I mean, maybe it's easier to be angry when if someone else is telling you about their story, but I was like, absolutely not. Also, just with an
Hmm.
understanding of the vulnerable place you're in.
Yeah. I think that's the big catch. It's like you're going in there because you're like, yeah, I'm going to talk to this person. I tell them everything about my life because you have to, so that they can catch up, so that they can be helpful. And
Can
then
I
you're
say
like,
too,
you
that's
want them to
probably not
listen.
the yeah,
Yeah.
but also like that's not the first time you've had to start from square one and tell another person your whole story, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
can someone? Ugh,
And
I
that's why
hate to.
when you go in with some expertise, you're like, oh, look at I've been in therapy since I was a little kid, so I'm good at this. I'm good at being a patient.
Oh
So
my god, it like that's what you want to be, yeah.
yeah.
Or some people I feel like go into. They'll go to, it's scary. It's for all the reasons we're talking about. It's scary to go to a stranger. It's
Hmm.
not easy. It's not comfortable when you don't know them eh, and bring vulnerable things. So I know a lot of people don't like therapy or won't do it at all, or
Yeah.
think they have their own control mechanisms or what have you. But it's understandable though, especially when you are trying to find a good therapist. I've had therapists too where they're just sitting there.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Did I just pay you 100 some dollars to go, uh-huh, yeah. Oh, I can see how you feel that way."
Yeah. I think
And
sometimes
I
that
was
that
like,
works for some people because they just want to unload on somebody and air their
"Maybe.
grievances.
Yeah.
And I think there is a circumstance for that. But I'm like, I mean, you could do that with a balloon or something too. Just
Paint a
set,
face on it, man."
yeah, sit there and complain to it all day long. You get the same result.
Wanna make a video like that where I just jerk the balloon up and down as it nods at me. I'm like, "Great. Here's some money." Yeah, I want someone who helps me solve, be like, "What the hell is that? Tell me what that is." I don't
Mhm.
need to be told what to do, but when I'm lost, I wanna be like, "What can you see? What do you see happening here?" because obviously I'm missing something, or
Yeah.
obviously I have a pattern and I'm open. What
Mhm.
what do you hear me saying? Um, we've got blind spots, right? But that
Mhm.
takes uh, real trust. And you're right. You want somebody knowledgeable. Um,
Yeah, or at
maybe,
least similar experiences too, someone who could be like, "Okay,
yeah,
I've been through this," or "I have a lot of clients that have been through this," and so they can bring that knowledge to you.
yeah. I have tried a couple of the apps. I
Mhm.
did BetterHelp, and I did another one that I really liked. Like the counselor I had on there, I don't think she was AI. I didn't you could
Which
talk to your
who
counselor in
knows?
person. I just hadn't
Uh-huh.
gotten there, but I saved a bunch of her responses. But I just felt like she heard what I said and was like, "Yes, that sounds like uh several things."
Uh-huh.
What do you think of that? Like, because I want to grow. I don't want to just be listened to.
Mhm.
I want to solve and be like, what is this? What am I doing? Is there something here, like that I'm missing? Or what do you call it? Especially, other people's behavior when it's mysterious. I'm like, what was that? Like, can you tell me what that is? Like,
Mhm.
because I don't know what's happening here. Uh, and that, they can't always solve that because they're not patients of the other people. They're
Of
not,
course, yeah, and if
and
they
that's
are,
fair.
they couldn't tell you anyways.
And they couldn't tell you anyway, which is fine. I get that. But just some help navigating like a good
Mhm.
teacher. Like I love a good teacher.
Yeah.
One, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? That
I do know what you mean. Yeah,
yeah.
that makes a
So
big difference. Something one of my last therapists, she was really good and it was very helpful with just, like, mostly dealing with ADHD kind of related stuff and just kind of helping me work through that. My favorite part was often I would come to the lobby and there were other people I knew who were seeing
oh
her,
really?
and I was like, "Oh, hey, good to see you.
hey, hey
We
man,
won't talk about it because it's your personal space." But there was just like one
we're all messed up,
coworker I
man.
saw regularly at the same lobby. Yeah.
Right? Okay, well, isn't that interesting? Because we forget like everyone's going through something.
Hmm.
Everyone's going through something, right? We forget that all the time. That's another thing. So I sit here and I'm like, Carrie, you're not the only one going through things. And that makes me, I don't wish people bad, but that makes me feel better. Like, also, I mean, it puts things in perspective. When you get in your own head too much, it gets bigger and you're like, you're not the only one going through something or heartache or
Hmm.
change. And sometimes I also think it could be a lot worse, girl.
I mean, it can always be worse. Yeah.
So, I mean, again, I'm always looking for mental shifts,
Hmm.
tiny things that help me. Like, thank God you weren't married to a narcissist, like a
Hmm.
malignant narcissist who will seek to ruin your life the rest of your days.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
thank God you weren't, like it could be a lot worse. And my hat's off to those. I think about people who have kids who were married to folks like that and then get
Hmm.
divorced, just like I don't know how they, so
Yeah.
any way you can get your shift. I don't know. I'm like, hey, things
Hmm.
could be a lot worse. Not, and again, not to discount how you feel, but just a little shift. Like when I feel like I'm getting into a rut, I'm like, okay, you're doing a little. Mm, I'm like, I'll say to myself, do you want to stay here? Is this where you want to stay? Like, or if we need to sit a little bit with this feeling just to get it out,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
by all means,
That's
right?
it's a
That's
good
health.
practice. Yeah.
But if we are going on a year, and again, oh my God, see, it's so hard to say. Grief takes a long time. I think people do not, outside of grief, don't get like it's not 3 months and you're done.
No, not at
Uh,
all. And sometimes when you think you're done, you're not.
shit, no kidding. I'm doing great. And then
Yeah.
wham, like, yeah, yeah. It's not forever. Like I would say my mom passed in 2013.
Mhm.
Not the same as 2 years after she passed. Like I don't feel grief like that.
Sure.
Hallelujah. Right. But I miss her.
Mhm.
And I will have times where I cry and I miss her. That's kind of the lingering.
Yeah.
Or I'll have thoughts like, "Oh, wow, my mom and I could have gotten to know each other so much more and we didn't," or
Mhm.
I wish she would have been here for Orion. Again, those are futile thoughts because it's it's the past and done. But those are the thoughts I have. sometimes.
Yeah, and I think they're fair thoughts. It's like you're gonna consider somebody who was important in your life, and then you're like, "What if they were still here now? How would things be
I
different?"
know.
You know?
Yeah. Yes, exactly that. How would it be different? How awesome would it be for my mom to be here at Orion's graduation or to have
Mhm.
been in his life at all this whole time? Like, they were like a match made in heaven. So, yes, that would have been wonderful, but I can't linger there too long because there's no changing that, and that'll
Right.
just make me real sad with no solve
Yeah.
to that. Um, but back to support, I definitely have done some apps that were good, but even then, like, when I tried a therapist, I had one and I was like, "You're not it," you know? So just I just would say to people, like, patience, hang in there, get the right one for you. And when I was talking to my friend, I was like, one, I felt bad for her experiencing that, but I was like, "You have every right to just be done."
Mhm.
I don't even think if someone's really terrible or malignant, like, you don't have to contact them. That goes back to, like, you don't have to explain.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Just
think that's where, like, with trying to find a good therapist, like something like BetterHelp maybe is good if you don't know what to look for, because you can try a bunch of different people and be
yeah.
like, "Oh, okay," and I kinda start to see what you like in a person that
Yeah.
you want in that sort of support until you can find somebody, maybe local or somebody you can see more regularly.
I wanna look up the one, I had another one that I did. What was it called? I'm looking it up. Let me see. That I really liked the gal a lot. I would have met with her, um, in person. I don't know, I was feeling so crazy frugal and was like, "Meh, I don't wanna pay $100 a month or something," and
Mhm.
but worth
Right.
it. But I definitely did BetterHelp and, I'm so sorry. Calm is nice, but I did one and I wanna find the name of it, really sorry.
That's
Um,
right. There's so many, it's hard to keep
there's
track.
so many. It wasn't Newman, I can't remember what it's called,
Which
but I'll
that in itself should make everybody feel better about your mental health issues. It's like there's a lot of mental health professional support services out there for a
Yeah,
reason, because we all benefit from it.
yeah, and people are looking, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I can't remember what it was,
I
sorry.
mean, I know
Oh
a few therapists who they've never been seeing new patients because 'cause they've been booked up for so long, like, they're just
oh,
always
yeah.
busy, so,
Well
yeah.
oh, yeah, that happens all the time. When COVID hit and we were trying to find someone who worked with teenagers, forget it.
Mhm.
Like, there
Oh,
was
yeah, it was
people were
hard, yeah.
swamped, like, with
Yeah, we're trying to find one for my daughter because she wanted to see one, and we saw I felt like we contacted like 20 to 30 people, like, no
right?
joke, till we found somebody who, of course, wasn't covered under the insurance, but she was taking on new patients. So you're like, "All right,
Yeah.
well, you're gonna have to do."
Well, and that's what's hard too is that it's so hard, you might be like, "Oh my god, I just need somebody," but I wouldn't go with somebody harmful,
Mhm.
obviously.
Yeah, right.
You're right, there's so many in here if you go to the apps, I don't know. Headspace, that's more sleep. Um, yeah, there's all the AI, uh,
Yeah.
therapy things too, like the Talon we talked about or the affirmations or,
Mhm.
um God, there's so many AI ones out here now. I'm sorry, I'm looking through the app thing.
Yeah, there's
EMDR?
probably too many.
Wow. Probably too many, right? I mean, I will
Mhm.
say, I said before, and I'm backing off this. I haven't really gotten on the chat GPT, but that did help me a lot. I just feel so gross about AI centers right now. Like, but what I liked,
Mhm.
I liked about it is that when it did collect like my story and it was very helpful to me. Good, bad, or ugly, it
Uh-huh.
was deeply helpful to me, especially in the thick of it, where I couldn't book an appointment with someone, and I just needed to say, "I'm feeling this. What is that?" Like, it was super helpful.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
right thing at the right time for you.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of those out here that are not Chat GPT
Oh, no, for sure. I try
that
to
are
remember the ones that
burning
I've
the universe down.
like
Yeah.
you mentioned BetterHelp, and I've heard of that one, and it's supposed to be pretty good, but I've
Mhm.
also heard of, Talkspace. I've not used it, but
Okay.
it's supposed to be another one that I
And
don't know if
there's
it's an
lots
app or a website or what, but it's a service online, so you can do, like, remote. counseling type of thing.
Absolutely. And then there's just apps that are like meditation or like tapping. If you've never done tapping, that actually is really
Hmm.
helpful. Um, but again, counseling, if you can, especially, and my friend's going through insurance, so it feels doubly hard, right, to
Hmm.
find the right one. But it might take a while, but get yourself someone you love, be patient. Maybe in the meantime, BetterHelp. There are apps that could be just momentarily soothing, like meditation or tapping. Um, I think you just got to build your raft with tiny little things you can find if you can't, if you're in
Hmm.
the search for a therapist, a good therapist. And
Yeah.
I would say I'm still like, I haven't, a gal I've seen a while ago, I've started seeing her again. We'll see how that helps or what I need. And I'll see someone for a while and they'll be like, I'm good. Cause it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Um,
That's usually the thing is that you got to understand it's okay to walk away and give yourself time. Like if you feel like you've accomplished a lot, like it's totally cool being like, okay, that's good for
yeah,
now. And then when you start to feel like your life's falling apart again, you go back.
I think that's
Yeah.
natural. I think that's not, and you should be able to sovereignly decide what do you want. If you don't
Hmm.
like them, you don't like them. You don't have to see them.
Yeah. Like if
If
you
you don't even
like,
have to tell them.
yeah, if you see a therapist and they're like, the only way I can help you is to see you like once or twice every week, and like they start stacking up and it's going to talk too expensive. Don't do it.
I
It's like
see
it's
my
okay.
therapist once a month because that's what
Yeah.
I can afford for
Hmm.
now. And then I do so my support will be I'm actually going to go look at a different app like that's like Chat GPT maybe and see how it is because I do find I'm not needing that as much.
Uh-huh.
Um but I do massage is a big thing for me, therapy once a month,
Hmm.
meditation or what I call kind of sitting in silence, journaling. I do it every day.
Hmm.
Uh
That's good.
talking to
It's good
friends,
practice. Yeah.
actually reaching out to friends,
Hmm.
uh
Yeah, I
the
feel like the
friends who
act of just writing things down helps so
huge.
intensely. Like even if you just do a minimal, like there's an Apple Watch thing that's just like, hey, how are you feeling right now? And you just like, oh, good, bad, unhappy, happy. Just having
Yeah.
that little mini log is enough to kind of like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, look, I've actually been feeling bad for like 5 days in a row now. I should do
Yeah,
something
yeah,
different. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I or someplace you could just fall apart, right? And just be like, "I feel terrible." Like,
Hmm.
be honest. Like, that's the renegade thing too, is just be you can't solve it unless you're honest, right? Like, "I feel terrible. I feel lost. I feel lonely. I feel"
Hmm.
you know, "That's how it is. That's how I feel." And that's all you gotta do is say how you feel. You don't gotta solve it, right? And
Exactly.
the journaling too is, I'm a huge love of The Artist Way. If it's I bought that
Hmm.
book so many times for other people, but, one of the practices she is strong about is, morning pages,
Hmm.
and it's 3 pages of just auto writing. You don't think about it. It's dumping, basically. It's
Hmm.
flexing the journaling practice, but it that journaling is a dump, a garbage dump. So
Hmm.
you don't have to worry. Sometimes people, I think they worry when they open a journal, like, what do I say? And I'm like, say the first word, garbage dump, write words,
Yeah.
right? Don't, be angry and just get it out of your brain without control.
Hmm.
So I do that. I do that. So I'll do morning pages or I've always journaled. Um, and it's a challenge because sometimes I'll go and I'll be like, oh, like I've got to solve something. Like if I put it down, oh, like if I put it down, who's gonna read it? If I somehow I fall into this, like, controlling mode where and I
Hmm.
have to break myself of it and say, like, "No, stop thinking. This is a stop thinking moment. Like, just
Right.
write, see what comes out of you." Like
Yeah. It's like meditation. It's like you're not
mhm.
doing it with a goal in mind. You're doing it to clear your mind.
It's just
So
an exercise. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And for songwriting, like, songwriting is so, the way I write songs is, intuitive. Like, there's other people who craft. I mean, there will
Hmm.
be some crafting, but man, so much of my songwriting has been, like, intuitive writing.
Hmm.
Just comes out, right? Like, and it's very subconscious. It's irritatingly subconscious. I have songs I can go back to 2000 and be like, "Oh my god, I've been telling myself the thing I need to hear for fucking 20 years. Like, when are you gonna listen, Care?" But that's amazing, right? Like that we
Hmm.
have answers inside of ourselves. They're
Oh, for
they're all
sure.
in
Yeah.
here if we're willing to like listen.
I mean,
Um,
that's usually what the case. It's like we're our own worst enemies and all that stuff where you're just like, well, I'm not ready to do this now. I don't want to make this change now because I'm comfortable in a sense. I'm
yeah,
uncomfortable being comfortable or comfortable being uncomfortable, one or the
yeah,
other. But,
yeah,
that's
or
where it's
you
like
don't know
breaking those
how.
habits. Yeah.
Yeah, or you don't know how and you get stuck going, I don't know what to do."
Yeah. Which is fair
That's
because
okay.
you can't
Yeah.
know everything.
Yeah, it's those tiny little steps, like, "Okay,"
Hmm.
like, just write that down, like, I don't know this," and I'm at let it all, like, like, throw up, like, "I don't know, and I'm mad about that, and you shut up," like, I don't like, I write crazy things in my journal that are, like, conversations, like, "I don't know, this is stupid that I'm writing at all," like, "You shut
Hmm.
up," like, I don't like, some of my journaling, people would be like, "What the hell's happening here?" Like
Well, it's not for other people to read. So that's fine.
No, well, I do think about do I burn journals at the end of my days or do I don't know that I wanna burden my kid with that. Or, does your kid wanna be like, at some point, I would have wanted to read my mom's journals a little
Hmm.
bit, not keep them. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, or
Uh,
maybe you think that, then you read it, you're like, "Oh,
who
well,
was she in her
yeah,
private? Yeah.
yeah, there's 3 weeks of talking about tea in here."
Oh, they're for real. I'm fat, like, I don't like when I weigh." Oh my god, there's so many years of that.
Mhm,
Oh my god, that's dumb. Anyways, no judging. Um, but I think, being patient with yourself and getting what you need is really important. And there's lots of free tools. Again, like we're saying, like the journaling, meditation, um, apps that don't cost anything, right? If you just want some exchange, right? Like I've told my friend, when you're fresh in it, like just go park your ass on a bench outside. Like
mhm. Yeah, being outside's so
good
helpful.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, good enough. Um, So I hope that's helpful. Just to be kind to yourself, be patient, be fierce in your sovereignty in terms, even when you're broken, to
mhm,
get what you need and you get to say what's okay with you. You have to stand by that. Someone's terrible. Yes, that hurts for a minute. You might probably going to be shocked. I'm sure you've sat in therapy sessions and we're like, what? Like, and when something's happening, it's not like we're all so tricky and smart that we've got a quick answer. But later
mhm.
you can just go yes or no to that. And then you don't got to write that person a nice note. You don't ever speak that person again
Exactly.
and just know that you can,
Mhm.
you can do that. And that it's going to get better, like it's going to get better. All these things help. This helps me today. Thank you, Ryan.
Oh, you're welcome.
I
It's
I
always
feel much
helpful too.
better. Yeah. Well, I hope that helps everyone. Rumination number 40 something. We don't know. We can't remember.
Well, we publish it, we'll know. So there you go. You got
When we
you
publish it, we'll know.
the people listening to it will know because it'll tell
You can say back to us, "Well, okay, great."
them.
And I would like to hear from people. I would like if this is helping or people
Yeah.
like it or eventually we're gonna. I know we want to have people on here talking about other things, or
Mhm.
being talking about subject matter, and I really look forward and I'm excited for the other things that we do or fun things on this. I think,
Oh,
um,
100%. Yeah.
I want my fun.
I think we all deserve the fun for sure.
God dang it. We
Yeah.
all deserve some fun. Well, I'm wishing everybody out there warmth and love and care and patience with yourself. And I hope we made you laugh a little bit. I hope we were helpful. And just know you're not by yourself. You're not by yourself.
Not at all. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Thanks, everyone. All right. See you
Thank you.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.